Hey guys, this is Smoky Cat, and we are with Neo, and we're looking at the base, and I just upgraded my supply depot, and I'm just going to rush it and get that up to level 2. And we're going to look at these trees, and it takes 200 fuel or oil to get one of these trees, and you can get anywhere between 1 to 7 gold every time you harvest one of these trees. Some of the level 1 trees cost about a 200 oil, and comes to level 2 is going to be a 400 and all the way on up. So I've joined another alliance, and I'm trying to strike up some conversations with some of the other members, but it's been few and far between. The Strategy Partners is the alliance I joined, and so far it's going okay. They have a lot more members than the last alliance. Upgrading your supply depots will get you more of your resources that you need to help build your base. So keep on upgrading your supply depots to help you upgrade. Alright, let's go to the world missions and see if we can't get some of these other bases taken care of. Now this one has an artillery and a guard tower and a dome and another guard tower. A little harder base. My goal a lot of times is try to take out the artillery first, and then make sure you get a box, one of the supply boxes with that. It gives you enough command points to take out more of the base structures. So once I exhausted my command points, I'll come in and try to order my troops to take out the HQ, which gives me 10 command points, and maybe it might give me enough to take out the dome, but in this case, no. So I lost 13 Rangers on that last one, and we're gonna get them reinitialized here, get them retrain my Rangers so we get up to full strength to go back to the world missions and see what we can accomplish. So let's take care of this tough choice. There's only 3 guard towers. I'll use my A10 strike to get some of these guard towers, and I'll bring in my troops, and they quickly take out the commandos that are there, and I have all those command points I was given from those supply boxes. Only lost 2 Rangers, not bad. I think I can continue on. So we'll try this supply storage. And you can see this base has all these structures right in the center. I like to use an A10 right in the center of that. And mines will add to the explosion, and I'll come in with another A10 and take out all those structures in the center there. Now sometimes I let my enemy troops get close to areas that I'm going to hit with an A10, and I can take them all out at once. So we'll come in here, and you want to make sure that your troops don't come anywhere near these big barrels, fuel barrels. They explode, and that was a wide area of damage. And you can see how it just took out that building there. So I'll retrain my troops, and meanwhile I'll see if anybody's there. And somebody asked if anyone's on, and I said yes, and didn't get a response, even though he was just on there 53 seconds ago. Still no response. And that was Strategy Partners, and I tried to introduce myself to somebody else, and they gotta say where are we from, and sometimes people don't want to say where they're from, so I don't press them. I don't try to get any information out of them. And let's go and attack another base. So a lot of times I just try to get a 2 or 3 buildings with my A10 strike. The more you can damage with your A10 strike, the better your attacks will be. Take care of this Pathways base. So yeah, go ahead and try for 2 or more structures with your A10 strike and build up those command points for future airstrikes. Bring in my troops. And this is a pretty easy base. Not very much resources though. And we've got a few more people talking. That's good. The more interaction you have in an alliance, the more you'll receive troops, the more you'll get speed ups on your buildings, and that's why it's very important to have a very active alliance. Region secured. Right on. Alright, let's go check out what we have on the next region. So there's a 2-3 star bases and a number 7 base. So I need to make sure that maybe I can upgrade my HQ, and by doing that you can get commandos that you can station on your base, a Hellfire missile, which usually costs 5 command points, and the Alliance building, which gives you extra resources due to everybody else battling on their own base. The Alliance reserves will help you get troops when on your attacks. Walls are mainly a nuisance to other enemies. Dome defense is usually really strong, and the rally flag will allow you to bring in troops to defend your base. So somebody asked, how does an alliance war work? And I answer him. The general will start it when he or she decides to start a war. And those included in the war will get 2 attacks each. And then we try to get all the flags. So my HQ has been upgraded. I have unlocked all these things. Try to help anybody that needs help. Click on my resources, and I see that I got a little reward, and by upgrading to HQ3 I was able to get 5 gold. So still continuing on. So you can use your Hellfire missiles also to take out 2 structures also. You just need to aim in between the 2 buildings, and you can have the same force of the Hellfire attack those 2 buildings. And sometimes 3. They're sometimes bunched all together. 3 or 4 is a possibility with the Hellfire missiles, whereas A10 can take out a whole bunch of buildings at the same time. So sometimes you can use your A10 strike, but you have to wait. Wait for it. Wait for it. Now! And then we are able to take out those 3 structures as well as a bunch of those troops and gain all those command points. So now I can bring in my troops and use my Hellfire to take out that threat there, the dome structure, which is usually much more hardened battle structure than the guard towers. I've lost 2 rangers. And General Zubarid Uba, the lion, says, so let's take a look at this next take out 4 structures with my A10, and then I just drop my troops with no need to worry about where they go, because there's no more opposing threat left. Use my Hellfire to weaken the HQ, and it's over. Another enemy. Once again, take out these threats, and then you can just lay in with your troops anywhere you want. Each time I'm doing this, I'm gaining in medals, and you see I'm already up to 84 medals, and every time you take on one of these real person bases and you win your 3 stars, you will get at least 12 medals. As you progress in your career here in Empires of Allies, the number will grow. Pretty easy. Aye, soldiers will fight to the last dying breath. There's another real person enemy, and we'll use the A10, then the Hellfire. So we need more command points, but there's still lots of threats out there. So we'll drop our troops away from those threats, and hopefully we can get more command points. And try not to use your nukes. They will be so much more valuable much later in your levels. So one thing is, you notice that the troops will go after the mobile units before they'll go after structures, which will sometimes lead them into danger. And so you can use a flare to move them out of danger, and then they'll be able to attack the structures they need to, and be able to attack the base without being fired upon. So we'll go after the HQ. They get 10 command points for that, and that should give me enough to take out. So I took out 26 of my Rangers, and I only had 1 left, but we appreciate it, and remember to like and subscribe. See ya!